Across the South Coast, live from Solent University. You're listening to Solent Sports News.
Hello and good afternoon. It's 4:05. I'm Ed Jones. First story is that England have won the T20 World Cup after beating Pakistan in yesterday's final. Here to tell us more is our correspondent Siddharth Singh. Hello, Siddharth.
Hello, Ed.
Hello, I believe you...
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. You're live on
Hello,
Solent
Ed.
Sports News. Hello.
Yeah, I am here outside Sarki's Sports Bar, which was apparently one of the most crowded places in Southampton yesterday, as people came in huge numbers for watching England play the T20 World Cup final against Pakistan. And guess what? The English team did not disappoint them. They won the match by 5 wickets, with Ben Stokes being the star of the night in Australia.
He's hit it leg side. It's Ben Stokes with the winning runs. Who else? It's always Ben Stokes. When he bowled that final over and England were on the losing side. But this time it's Butler's boys. They are champions of the world.
England are the champions of the world. They had a near-perfect T20 match as they won the finals against Pakistan. The Joss Butler-led side was already favourites going into the tournament, and they did justice to this tag as they came out as the T20 champions. In the post-match press, Captain Butler expressed how proud he was from the team's performance and how Ben Stokes has always been the game changer for the side.
It's been a fantastic tournament for us to now be sat here with the trophy. Is just immensely proud of everyone involved in the tournament and leading up to this stage, and I think fully deserved it tonight. Yeah, absolutely. He always stands up in the biggest moments. He's a man who can take a lot of pressure on his shoulders and perform. And absolutely, with him in the middle, you got a good chance. Just so proud of him, pleased for him that he stood up and done it again.
We also got in touch with Monty Panesar, ex-England cricketer, who shared his views on how England has been different from other sides in terms of preparation and resources to pull off a dominating run as this one.
Well, I think what England have is options. They're off spinner. They've got different all-rounders. They have a lot of cricketers from 1 to 11 who can bat, bowl. So it gives him options. It gives Joss Butler a few options where probably the likes of India, they maybe need to just think that, okay, we can have a few specialist batsmen, but we need that depth of option, and also the lack of not playing a leg spin. I don't really understand why they didn't do that, and I think that didn't help India at all. So I think you got to have that all-rounders, batting and bowling, that can win you the game with the bat or the ball. Probably need a couple more in the team. That's what India, I think, are kind of lacking, but England kind of had that base covered.
Lastly, we have got fans who are avid England cricket supporters, and they seem really happy with the team's performance. So England won the T20 Cricket World Cup yesterday. What do you feel about it?
Oh, it was excellent. I mean, it was on a weekend where there were some other World Cups going on, which didn't go down so well for England. But it was one where I felt it was not exactly expected, but it wasn't a surprise. And yet it was a quite exciting match.
Amazing, really, considering they had a bumpy ride up to the final, and they weren't necessarily favourites because they had been uneven in how they performed up until then. So it is quite amazing, and Ben Stokes pulled it out of the bag again and saved England.
Buzzing for him. Absolutely love watching it. T20 cricket's kind of my area of cricket, but I love it. Just a desire. You see Ben Stokes, I think it's been absolutely influential for the side, and I think that's really been the magic for him. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. He's been different class. A number of years ago he was not really great of a player, but he's smashed it this year, I think.
It was great talking to the fans. They seem to be very happy with the team's performance, and looks like they are really hopeful for England to win the ODI World Cup next year. For the foreseeable future, they have got to stay back in Australia for playing a 3-match ODI series, and then later travel to Pakistan for a 3 Test match series. So that's it from my side, Ed. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Siddharth. As it's Inclusivity Week here at Solent University, Max Timms has been along to discover the full extent that the Qatar World Cup has had on the LGBTQ community.
Alvaro Pereira hit by James! Oh, what a goal! One of the greats!
Broken for Fabregas. Now it's Iniesta. This is it. That's the goal. Spain have surely won the world.
Aimed in for Kurtza!
World Cup fever is in full force, with England kicking off their World Cup campaign in exactly a week's time. The tournament turns players into heroes, and winning it cements your country's legacy forever. But with the competition being hosted in Qatar, many will find it hard to enjoy this year's World Cup because of the country's stance to the LGBTQ community. Just one example of homophobia that surrounded Qatar is that the World Cup's ambassador and former Qatari footballer Khalid Salman told the press that being gay is damaging in the mind and he does not want children seeing gay people. Campaigner Peter Tatchell is the first person to protest for LGBTQ rights in Qatar. This saw him arrested and detained by the police.
I staged my protest on the main road outside the National Museum of Qatar for 35 minutes before state security arrived, followed up by police. I was arrested and detained for 49 minutes and subjected to interrogation about where I was from, where I was going.
Qatar's stance on LGBTQ people is clear, with penalties for homosexual acts being punished by 7 years imprisonment for non-Muslims, while Muslims could face the death penalty. The fear for many is that the coverage of Qatar's treatment towards the LGBT community will make people uncomfortable to come out. But journalist for Forbes and Outsports Donna Ennis, who is the first out transgender editor for both companies, encourages people to take the brave step.
The outfit I used to work at, Outsports.com, spreads a hashtag called Courage is Contagious, so that by being out, you set an example that it's really okay.
Although the competition is surrounded by controversy off the pitch, hopefully the action on it will be better, and moments like this will happen once again and bring joy to millions.
Eric Dyer places the ball on the spot. And England win on penalties! History in itself!
In light of the recent success of England's Wheelchair Rugby World Cup team, the sport has had an impact. But how big a boost had it had to teams on our doorstep? Well, it's time to head down to Solent Sharks to see how the tournament and its success had helped them.
England racing away again. Second try for Brown. Well, blink and you miss it. England have 50 inside 31 minutes. And this is an absolute destruction.
Southampton's Solent Sharks began their journey almost a decade ago.
We are literally London 2012 legacy in action. The club was set up literally 10 years ago this month.
Last season we managed to achieve victory in the Southern League, the Southern League champion. I think it was really, really good for the club.
For those unaware of wheelchair rugby, the Sharks players provided an insight into what is required.
In this, you need to be able to talk to each other to sort of ensure that you're positioning yourselves correctly against what they're doing. So very much and court knowledge.
And it requires a lot of focus, timely, knowing when to bounce the ball, knowing when to run, knowing when to block your players and all that. So it's...
We're in the presence of absolute brilliance. This guy is unstoppable. He is untackleable at the moment.
A lot of it comes down here to trying to make the give the attack players more space, protection, and just help them progress down the court, kind of.
The speed, I like the interplay passing, which is a bit more prominent in the fives version of the sport. But I just enjoy the contact and the teamwork. Really, that's the best bits for me.
The spirit of you enjoy the spirit of team being in a team, and it's an amazing sport. It's really amazing. Yeah, it is.
The will to do what you can. Everyone here has got a disability, and it affects them in all different ways. And it doesn't matter what your disability is, you've got a position and you've got a role to play, and you just do your best at whatever you can, and that's what we try and do.
The pace, catch me if you can. He's like the watching brilliance. Soak it all in. England can start the preparations for Friday and a World Cup final.
The club has helped provide the opportunity for local wheelchair users to play their part.
It's just such a good atmosphere, the people are amazing. I've learned so much about the game from the likes of the coach and the other players. We've got such great diversity in our squad. We've got GB talent players who have helped me learn.
As well, and I've often spoken of how I think the sport imitates life. You only get out of life what you don't win trophies, you don't win medals unless you work hard. And it's the same with life. You don't progress through life unless you study, unless you work hard for that promotion or.
And that's all from us for now. Hope it's a wonderful week for you all. Remember, you can keep up to date on our website, solentjournalism.co.uk.